welcome back to the Box of Delights game channel. We're playing Arkham Horror. We just finished the last round with Ashcan Pete starting us off, so the first player marker now moves over to Jacqueline Fine. You'll probably notice I've had a little bit of a reorganisation of my table. I've lost a bit of table space, but there you go. Anyway, Jacqueline is here in Lost Corcosa, so she has to stay here next turn. So there's nothing we can do for her this turn, but she's not skipping the turn. She can do her usual upkeep. It's just that she can't move away from this other world. For her upkeep, just to prepare us for anything, I don't know what's going to happen in Lost Corcosa, but just to prepare us, she has a focus of 2, so we can move 2 things. Let's move our law down. Let's leave fight and will there. Let's move our speed down to 2 and our sneak up to 2, just in case. Also, for Jacqueline, we need to roll for this blessing, which says, during the upkeep phase, roll a die and discard this card on a 1. So let's do that now. So let's take 1 die. And we get a 3, so we're okay for this turn. Now for Ashcan Pete's upkeep, I was given a good tip online by Dan the Man, and that is that a lot of our skill checks are like law -1, luck -1, -2. So having a law of 1 is probably not terribly helpful. So if you're going to keep it low, you may as well go all the way down to 0 and have luck 3 instead of luck 2. So that's good tactical advice. So I'm going to take that advice and I'm moving Ashcan's luck up to 3, law down to 0. And movement wise then, we're just going to stand Jacqueline up to remind ourselves that she can now move next turn. And Ashcan, well, he's over here at the science building still, and he's got a speed of 3. What I'd like to do, he's got no money and he's still clue hunting, so what I'd like to do is head down here at the woods, because here we have some potential to get some cash, and there is a clue here, and ideally we'd like him to tool up a little bit if he could, so maybe we'll get a good encounter here. Pete's got a speed of 3. So the first thing we want to do is move in here to the Miskatonic University streets and try and evade this gug as we leave and head uptown. So we've done this a few times already. We just keep sneaking past this gug. Maybe we want to kill him sometime, but he is pretty tough. We've got a sneak of 3, we've got a pallid mask, so that gives us +2 to evade checks, that's 5 dice. Plus the -2 awareness from the gug, so that leaves us with 3. So let's grab our 3 die. And we're looking for 1 success. Alright, we got 1 here, there's a 5 here. Which means Pete is safe then to continue with his movement. 2, 3, and now we're here at the woods. Okay. Now it's the Arcanum Encounters phase, and it would be Jacqueline's turn, but she's up here in another world. So instead, Ashcan Pete's going to have an encounter here at the woods. So we're going to draw an encounter card from the Uptown Encounters deck. Let's see what we get. Okay, we have an encounter at the woods. Alright, and this one says, you meet an old wise man in the grove who offers to share his wisdom with you. If you accept, lose your next turn and make a law -2 check. Well, we know that Ashcan Pete has a 0 law, so we're not going to do that. If you pass, you may draw 1 skill or 2 spells or gain 4 clue tokens. If you fail, nothing happens. Here's a new rule for you. Maybe it's not new, but just maybe a clarification. Ashcan has a law of 0, so it's impossible for him to win a law -2 check. However, he can still spend clue tokens to try to succeed at that skill check. Now this is a bit of a gamble, but the event says we could gain 4 clue tokens. We've got 3. I forgot also, Ashcan should have picked up this clue when he moved here. I keep forgetting to do that. So Ashcan now has 4 clues. Okay, now I've got 4 clues. So we've got 4 shots at rolling a 5 or a 6. We should remember too that Arkham Pete has this skill library use. When you make a law check, add +1 to each die you roll for the purpose of checking for successes, i.e. a roll of a 3 becomes a 4. What that means is, although we've got a law of 0, we can spend 1 clue token now to roll 1 die to get a success. And we're going to succeed on a 4, 5 or a 6. So we've got a 50-50 chance. So every one of these 4 clues that we potentially spend, we've got a 50-50 chance of winning 4 clue tokens. So, I mean, come on, the odds are they're stacked in our favour. We can't turn that down. Alright, let's go for it. Let's play the game. Alright, there's a chance that we could lose all of our clues, but let's take it one at a time and see how we do. Right, so let's spend 1 clue token and roll 1 dice, and we're looking for a success. Alright, first time. If you pass, you may draw 1 skill, 2 spells, or gain 4 clue tokens. Well, I don't fancy spells, my law's not that good. A skill might be helpful, but it might end up being something rubbish. I think the 4 clues is what I want. Well played, Ashcan. You now get 4 more clues. What a result. And now we discard this encounter. Remember, we need to shuffle this back into the Uptown location deck. Okay, what's next? We've got Jacqueline over here in Lost Corcosa. She's going to have an otherworld encounter. So we're looking for blue or yellow. And we have a blue. And this says, well, there's no text for Lost Corcosa, so we follow the other. Luck is with you. You stumble upon a cache of supplies. Draw 1 common item. Let's grab ourselves a common item and we get some research materials. They look interesting. And they say, any phase, discard research materials instead of spending 1 clue token. Okay. Wow. Not that good as it goes after all. Alright. But that's certainly much better than some dodgy encounter. So we discard this one. Just to save space, I'm putting the discards on the bottom now. Now we move to the Mythos phase. Fourth of July parade. And this is a headline that reads, investigators cannot move in or out of the Merchant District streets till the end of their turn. Gate appears at the witch house. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. So we should remember Jackie's ability, which is precognition, which says once per turn, when a Mythos card other than the story continues is drawn, Jacqueline may spend 2 clue tokens to discard that Mythos card without effect and draw another one instead. So we mustn't forget that. But so as long as we're getting these softer Mythos cards, we can just keep with them. We'll save that for desperate times. So gate first. A gate appears at the witch house, which is right here in the French Hill neighbourhood. So let's draw a gate. It's another Lost Corcosa. This clue goes away. We'll need to add 1 to our Doom track, so we're up to 6 now. Kind of halfway there. And we need to grab ourselves a monster. Now, you'll be pleased to hear I've got myself a new monster bag. It's just a little pull string bag, because that other thing was too noisy. So it was only £2.70 off Amazon, so it's pretty good, huh? Just a cotton bag. Alright, let's grab ourselves a monster for the Lost Corcosa gate at the witch house, and it is a cultist. Remember, our monster limit is 5, and we've already got 4 here, plus the wacky in the sky. So this cultist is heading off to the outskirts, and we've got 3 in here now. Clues next, and it says a clue appears at the Black Cave, but unfortunately there's a gate there, and if there's a gate at a location where a clue appears, then no clue appears. monster movement now, and we have moons going white and crosses going black. But we don't have anything there, so there's no monster movement. And now we kick in and read the headline. It's the 4th of July parade. Investigators cannot move in and out of the Merchant District streets until the end of the next turn, and leave this card in play until then to indicate this. So we need to close the Merchant District streets for this grand 4th of July parade. I'm just going to use this little marker here to remind myself there's an event going on there. Well, that feels like that was a good turn for our investigators. So we head into the next turn with Ashcan Pete leading things off.